Welcome back to Closing Time with Nick El-Tawil. I am, once again, Nick El-Tawil, and I'm here with my guest today, well, here with you every day, Jentzen Kaniho.
That's true.
All right, so you guys, if you've been watching me, you know Jentzen as the man behind the camera for the past year or so, but I don't know if people know, you being behind the camera is not your main gig.
No. Just a little passion project to turn into a little side career.
And I appreciate you so much because the stuff we've been making has been crazy good.
It's been an incredible ride, and I'm so glad I stumbled upon your open house.
Me too, buddy. Me too. So you actually did this with me last year, and you were talking about your company called Systemize, and you were going to build some tools for real estate agents. It's pivoted since then.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see the business iterate itself.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think we go into business thinking we're going to solve this problem for this specific group. And then it turns out that that's not actually what life has planned for you. You live, you learn, business goes on, and you start to see things change, and for the better.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
So initially, we're going to do a software, right? A software powered by AI for real estate agents.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be game changing. It was going to help solidify your personal brand. It was going to help close more deals more efficiently, have a higher closing percentage, which on paper looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you start to apply it, you realize that, one, you don't have the resources because I bootstrap every one of my business. I never take VC or PE funding.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like a vendetta that I have against them,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay. I aspire to be them one day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I turn 40, I want to have my own VC as well.
Okay.
So, and then the other is the lack of infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the time, as I'm sure you've known over the years, we want to do things and we think it's going to be a really good idea. It's going to make everything a lot easier, only to find out that it's not as easy as we thought. Typically, we're going to be waiting a lot for the innovation to come, or we're going to have to figure it out ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But, why expend all that capital, effort, other people's time, when you can just kind of alter the game to fit your needs?
Mm-hmm.
So, I play a lot of hats. One of my favorite is kind of focusing on geopolitical issues for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about political issues, we think like, tariffs, manufacturing, onshoring, manufacturing jobs, bringing it back to America, right? And that's kind of what I saw, especially post-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I say, what if someone could actually create the internal infrastructure? So that's what I decided to do. I was like, you know what? I want to help businesses I want to help them step away. I want them to increase their exit valuation, which is a funny story, which we'll get into that family story as the podcast goes on. But it turns out that me fixing broken systems within businesses actually increased their exit valuation without me even knowing. Mm-hmm. So I had no idea that I was going to raise a company from 4 million valuation to a 6 million valuation just by creating systems and processes with the utilization of AI.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you guys use AI? Because I know, now you haven't said this yet, but I know just from knowing you that your AI was deemed a security risk in the United States. Can we talk about this?
Yeah. We
okay. Yeah. It's deemed a security risk, so you incorporated overseas in Dubai.
That's right, and Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason for it is because I'm not owned by anyone. I'm a private company. All my businesses are private.
No VC money.
No VCs.
Yeah.
So no one owns me, so I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, within the guidelines, of course, which is really cool because a lot of the founders nowadays, they have this vision and they get the funding and they're no longer the decision maker. And it's sad because you get to see you just see like the life just drain from them. Look what happened to, I don't know, are you a Star Wars fan? You remember the literal video when George Lucas signed that paper over to Disney?
No.
Dude was just distraught. And I saw that as a kid, and I was just like, you know what? I kind of figured it out. I was like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want to be.
Wait, what was that before?
maker.
Like, before he did the prequels?
After.
After. Okay.
Yeah. So it was, when was it? It was when Kathleen Kennedy took over for Disney. Yeah, sad day. Sad day for my Star Wars fans. Keep it up. Keep your chins up. Dave Filoni will bring us back. He's going to bring us back. He's got a vision. He's fighting corporate right now, but we just got to let him fight the good fight.
You know, my dad, huge Star Wars fan, made me watch all the movies when I was a little kid. Apparently, in the 70s, in bumfuck Michigan, there was nothing else to do. So the summer that the first Star Wars came out, he just went every day, just saw the movie as much as they could.
Yes, I love it. I would, if your dad ever wants to go again. They just had the release, Revenge of the Sith, right? They just had that.
Did they?
Yeah, the 20-year release or something like that.
Okay.
20 or 30, I don't know how long it's been. 20 years.
It's got to be 40 years.
Yeah,
Wait, Revenge of the Sith, was that a prequel?
Yeah, it was episode 3. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, maybe it has been 20.
Yeah. God. Got so much to do, man. So much to do, so little time. But yeah, I mean that's the main bulk. So the way we utilize AI is we pretty much, it's cost savings, right? So we dollar cost average what it takes for an admin to do X work. And we figure out, can this be automated? And the definition of automation would be, is this happening more often than you would like? And are you continually having to spend time doing this? And if the answer is a yes, then we automate it with AI. Essentially, what AI really is, and the way that a lot of the boomers interpret it, it's just essentially chains of what is that? What is that game? What is that game? It's not Klinko.
Chains.
Yeah. Oh, the monkey game, the barrel monkeys.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like barrel monkeys. So let's say you have 5 things that need to get done in order for one task to get completed. Right? So essentially we link it all, figure out where we can remove people. Let's say if, for example, someone opts in on your website and a lead comes in. A lot of these manufacturing companies have like a real person who monitors that inbox and is paid for 40 hours a week, 120 hours a month, full-time with benefits. Now, the scary thing about that is, are they actually being efficient? And how long is it taking for them to realize that there's a lead and send it to the appropriate department, whether it's sales or quoting, right? So we look at that and we say, what if we could take that lead, add an automation, send it to the top 3 people that need to know, let's say the main project manager, the lead engineer, and the sales manager, or someone on the sales team, instantly, and save a bunch of money. Typically, business owners will be like, oh, I didn't know that was happening. Well, of course you don't, because you're not doing your job. And I love these conversations. I'm like, and especially in war rooms, you know, essentially what happens is when people reach out to us, they're the ones to reach out. We rarely reach out anymore unless it's like a cold email. But you know, they'll let the ego get in the way. Well, we've always done this way. I'm like, then why am I sitting in front of you on this Google Meet? It's because you're failing at your job. And you're not only failing yourself, you're failing the board, you're failing your employees, which is another hilarious route that we'll go into family. Can't wait for you to pop that question.
Tell me about your parents and how they raised you.
No,
I'm
my
kidding.
parents?
I skipped the actual family question.
Trick question. They didn't raise me.
Fair. But that's why you
Shout
don't
out, Grandma.
have. That's why you don't have anyone who owns you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but no, tell me about this family situation that inspired this whole change to Systemize.
So, you know, you and I have been working for almost pretty much a year now, right? And you didn't really find out about like me and what I really did
I
until
didn't I didn't Google you
months ago.
I didn't Google you. I was like, all right, I like this guy. Let's just go.
But even I've had people, I've been on podcasts before, and they try and get a little background on me. They'll Google me and they won't find anything on me. But it's so funny because I'm so sheltered, I guess. Like I hide from the world because I don't deal with people. I don't like dealing with people. I'm like, come on. I already deal with y'all in traffic. But really what it is was I've, throughout my life, I think 12 years running businesses now, multiple businesses, you know, some failed, some succeeded. But I think we're at 7 or 8 businesses now. And each one of them, I guess, which is funny you brought up my parents and who raised me, because I'm like, because I don't have that ownership over me, I've always had that freedom to do whatever I wanted, as long as I believed that I could. So I'll see problems in the world. kind of like I was saying earlier, and I'll see if I can provide a solution to fix it, right? And a lot of the time, all these businesses have been what I call skill stacked. So I learn one specific skill set, and that helps me create the next business and the next one and the next one, eventually leading up to what we have now, which is Systemize, right? So essentially what I do is I help CEOs and founders actually turn into the leaders that their employees think they are, which is actually a pretty powerful statement, because a lot of the CEOs now, they think they're the chief everything officer, right? They have to be involved in everything. They have to be micromanaging you. If they're not micromanaging you, you're not actually doing your job. Which, if you try and micromanage Gen Z in the workforce right now, shut down. They're quitting. They're quitting. They're walking out that door. They're going to throw that little apron off. They're walking out the door.
As I'm learning, I'm trying to date these 22 to 25-year-olds.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
They think they know their worth.
Yeah.
And props to them. But, over the years, that kind of developed, right? I help C-suites become leaders. I help founders create stable companies. And then it got to the point where I was helping them salvage their failing companies. I was like, it's really not that hard once you acquire the skill set for it. So, later down the road, unfortunate events, someone in the family passes away. There's an open position, right? There's a business position for the taking, CEO. I was like, that's got my name written all over it. Like, this is literally what I've been working for my entire life. I can turn this company around because I have the systems. And had that conversation with the owner of the company. Would take my request into consideration. Next thing you know, no text, no phone call, no email, no nothing. Just they appointed themselves interim CEO. And that was I believe in like January, mid-January. And not much has been done. And I like to consider it more of a toxic mindset, where because things have been done a certain way, you have to continue doing them that way. Well, the company was failing prior to this. And this is literally what I specialize in. But what I realized from that moment was this is not their fault. This is completely 100% my fault because I sheltered myself, right? This is why we create content, which is hilarious because I'm doing videography for everyone building their personal brands. I'm the very one not building my own. And that's why no one has idea. Right, yet. We're gonna fix that this week. But it's like, okay, cool. And that kind of blossomed into, hey, if you're a C-suite, if you're a CEO or founder and you don't understand who you are, does your company understand who you are? Does your customer understand who you are? What kind of impact do you want if you were to not show up? Right? But that's a whole different story. The real solution is, can your company sustain or grow without you? A lot of the time they'll say no. So typically I ask two questions. One question is, if you died tomorrow, would your company still maintain itself? A lot of the time they're going to say no because they feel like they are the company. And for those that say yes, the second question I ask is, can your company grow without you? To where everyone says no. And that's kind of where I was like, that's it. That's my kill shot right there. I need to go in, create these systems for these companies because the boomers are getting old. Like they have literally maybe like 5 to 7 years left in the workforce, and that's it. And if you run the numbers financially on a national level, there's trillions of dollars in boomer businesses. So either two things are going to happen. One, you're going to sell, or I guess it's three. You sell, you get subsidized, or you fold. If you subsidize, the government's going to take it. Because if you're an American manufacturer, they need you for, X, Y, Z, whatever they have planned. So I was like, why don't we do this? Why don't I give you a system? And the system, it's trademarked, or in the process of being trademarked, which takes forever, as I learned from you. The Scalable Company Operating System is what we call it, SCOS. What companies do in like 9, 18, sometimes 2, 3 years, we do it in as little as 3 months. Right? And everyone's like, oh, if you want to prep to sell your company, you have to prep now for sale in 2 years. No, you don't. You just don't know what you're doing. But we do, because we've seen it fail the first hand. And speaking of failure, did I tell you I actually had a corporate America job?
You had a job?
I had a job.
What the fuck? This is news to me.
I had a job. It was called, do you remember? It was called Katera.
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 I've heard the name, but it doesn't ring a bell. Remind me.
It is being studied in universities across the nation because it was
Okay.
a $2 billion startup
Mm-hmm.
and it imploded. Absolutely imploded. It was Silicon Valley meets construction.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially what they wanted to do was they wanted to streamline the home building process
Mm-hmm.
by already having prefabricated, pre-built material that they ship to the site and they stack vertically. The problem with that, which goes back to what I was saying earlier, is you're trying to revolutionize an industry that's not ready for it, right? Construction. They have their systems, they have their operations. Leave them alone, right? But no, it wasn't good enough. We wanted to bring the future now,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, it imploded. And that's kind of where I got my first taste of, if you speak up in a corporate setting, you're gonna get publicly lynched in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I know everyone says it, but it's like I definitely was overqualified for the position that I was at. I was a project coordinator, but I kind of tripled as a PE, right, an engineer and a project manager. And that's kind of how I learned my people skills, how to get people to do what you need them to do, because, well, that's their job. And once you start speaking out on systems that could be beneficial, which I believe they were at the time, you get roasted. First round layoffs, baby. Love it. I freaking walked out of there like a champ.
Wait, so why'd they fail?
So they failed because they were trying to bring the future to the present too soon. So a lot of the materials, if you source it, must be domestic, right? Otherwise, you're going to miss lead times. A lot of time they're importing from Europe, importing from China. And this is right when COVID happened, like early COVID, right? So it's like, hey, we're going to shut everything down. All projects came to a halt. We're bleeding on every spreadsheet. And I'm just like, here's what we could do. And that's kind of where I had an affinity for finance. Where I'm just like, okay, cool. It's just a plug and play game. It's like, if we're bleeding here, let's clog this hole with this. We'll move this here. We'll allocate here, which is really cool because now when I do work with systems, you do see increases in revenue in certain departments. And that's a fun conversation that I can have because it's almost like that sigh of relief and that boulder's been lifted off my shoulder. Because if I tried to do it at Katera, I got my hand spanked. And then when I do it here, they're like, wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because you're not under somebody. Like, you're
Exactly.
outside advising.
Yeah.
Which is important because no one owns you.
Exactly. Right. And what's really cool is like, hey, you just saved $50,000 last quarter just by pretty much shifting from admin to AI. And now that admin can actually do what they're supposed to do. Now you can allocate that. You could either have them switch departments, have them continue doing what they're doing. You could do whatever you want. I'm like, the more money you make, the more freedom you have. But there's a caveat to that, as we all know. You know, the higher the stakes. The more risk, the more consequence, but the bigger the reward. Which, in this case, the reward would be a higher exit valuation. Now, I know, kind of linking back to that family story, this person's, the former CEO's goal was to sell within the next 1 to 2 years. And that's what he was prepping for. I was like, I can literally continue this. I can do it. I will literally take a $0 salary and I'll take a small commission at the end of the year. Like December 31st, you give me 2% of all new business, not re-signs, new business that I bring in. Which, you bring in, large contracts. It is a component manufacturing company. You bring in, I don't know, like $500 million. It's a nice 2%.
Yeah.
Right.
No one would be mad about that 2%.
No.
No.
And I'm just like, no, but, the solution apparently was to sit in every meeting and not do a goddamn thing to even help the company. I even offered charitable events after the event had happened. Gave a whole plan. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, and shot it down. So I think pretty sure like Lauren and I are going to do it. We'll do it. We have a plan for it. And the biggest thing, right, is execution. And which is exactly what's happening in that company. And I tell companies, I'm like, by the time you're done having a meeting for the pre-meeting, for the presentation, for the board, we've already failed 3 times and found a way better way to do it. And we're pitching it out to your competitors. Speed kills deals, right? As a real estate agent, you know that firsthand. Like, you are always on that phone. I don't think I've ever called you and it's hit the second ring. Nick speaking, Arizona real estate guy.
It's funny because yes, but also AT&T is terrible, and sometimes I just don't get calls. So it's either gonna go I don't pick up or first ring, no in between, no in between whatsoever.
That's it. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. You called this man, he's picking it up, and if he misses your call, he's gonna show up at your doorstep. That's service, baby.
Not in a creepy way.
No, with the gift basket.
I love you, ladies.
With the chocolate turtles.
You know, it's funny you mentioned not having anyone own you. I think one of the reasons we connect so well is we're both rap music fans. Yeah, we both like the same music, same age. We know the same stuff, the same references. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. And I think the reason Jay-Z became the best of all time is because he started his own record label. So no one owned him. There was no one telling him, make music that sounds like this, make music that sounds like that. He just made the best music that he possibly could. Yeah. Eventually he did get a distribution deal with Def Jam. That's why he became as big as he is. But he started off with no one owning him. And then once he had the respect and the credibility, it was, okay, now you guys will listen to me. And now I can create what I want, and I still get the funding.
Exactly. He's got that Diddy oil, too.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the Diddy oil.
Yeah, man. Actually, side note, my Michael Jordan post on my new Instagram, because I'm starting over from scratch again, that was a Jay-Z lyric from Encore. Come back like I'm Jordan 4-5.
Wearing the 4-5.
Yep.
And I forget the next line, but classic song.
Classic.
It ain't to play games with you. It's to aim at you. Really maim you.
That's literally the next
Blow
part.
you to smithereens.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. There is no cap in his rap.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, this might be a little off topic, but I always tell people, like, Jay-Z he's a billionaire, first of all. And he put his thoughts, emotions, feelings out there for everybody to listen to every year for basically the last 30 years. It'd be like if Warren Buffett wrote a book every year for 30 years while he was building his business. Like, you'd want to listen to that, right? Or, read that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't people treat Jay-Z
Why
the
not?
same way? Because it's rap music, it's entertainment.
It's because he married Beyonce.
He married Beyonce.
That's why.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're fine. You're doing fine. That's all you need. Right?
Yeah. So anyway, that might be off topic. That's my own tangent. I'm a big Jay-Z fan.
See?
So the company,
Yes.
it is all about execution, because you can have the best ideas in the world, the best anything, but if you don't do it, it doesn't become reality.
Yeah, and I like to give the analogy, like, if a shark were to just stop swimming, it dies, right? Same goes for business. You have to always keep moving forward. Even if you're failing, fail forward. As cliche as that sounds, if you're not failing, you're not learning. And that's the biggest part of this. I'm like, just because you've been in business for, 40, 50 years, and it's a generational business, doesn't mean that you know everything. This game is ever changing. We're always, every day, Facebook, Meta changes their terms and conditions daily. Like, how are we supposed to keep up with that? Well, we have to kind of stay on top of that. That's our responsibility to do it. And that's kind of what I tell all these business owners. I'm just like, it's your responsibility to continue your education. Like, just because you've done things a certain way for X amount of years, that's great, because what got you here will not get you there. Getting from $1,000 a month to $1 million a month, cool, you have a system for that. But getting from $1 million to $10 million a month,
Different system.
it's a different system. And which is really cool, because 90% of businesses are created for the sole purpose of bringing in revenue, right? Which is fine. That's okay. But what they miss is that they're not actually outfitted to sell. And that's where things fall apart. Like, cool, we're a revenue machine. We're cranking, $1 billion. We got $1 billion valuation. Sure, like, you may be valued on paper as that, but let's actually dig into your systems. Let's run an audit. That's their favorite word. Let's run an audit. Let's actually see. And that's kind of like a fun game that we do is we go into these companies when we work with them, we implement the system, we teach them the system. We're not fractional. That's some bullshit right there. Fractional CMOs, fractional COOs, all they do is devalue your company more because they own all the data. If you have a marketing campaign, you have to go through them for it, not your own company. Which auditors, they're going to see that in due diligence, and they're going to be like, yeah, no, we're going to knock off $5 million. Because if they're bringing in $10 million in clientele for you, when we acquire you, what if we don't want to work with them? Then we're SOL, right? So the game that we play is when we have systems up and running, they're implemented, team is comfortable with it, we have certain leaders take a little vacation for a couple days. Literally no contact. Can you do it? Can your team be self-sufficient or grow? Which is really cool because a lot of time is yes. Because we document everything for them, every little detail. We literally start with one map and we say, okay, tell me your client onboarding journey from the time that they say yes, they want to work with you to the time you deliver whatever product or anything that you're doing. And we'll grill them. It's like a war room. It's like, all right, well, what about this? What if this happens? What if they say this, right? We try and cover all of these bases, and we document each one. So in the instance that they do happen, even someone who's, 1 week brand new into the company, they can pick up on it, be like, oh, yeah, I know where that SOP is. I can access it here. I don't need your help. I'm self-sufficient. I feel like I have a part of this. I feel like I have skin in this game already. I feel like I'm part of the ownership of this game. And that is dangerous because when you have employees that are getting paid minimum wage, put in the same amount, if not more effort than C-suite leadership, that's a dangerous company. Everyone's bought into the brand. Everyone believes that what they're doing has a positive impact on the world, and they get to be a part of it. Just like Apple, right? Apple's branding is amazing. All these Apple employees wearing the blue shirts. Like, why do you like working here? I love it. Like, I get to help people. I get to make people's lives easier. I get to put tracking beacons in their pockets. Which is cool.
Please don't follow me.
Right.
Please.
Which is like, that's how I wanted to lead my company. I want everyone to feel like they have a piece of this. Like right now, we're a growing company, even though we're a startup. And it's really cool because, I'll talk to my EA, shout out MJ.
Not Michael Jordan.
She'll be like, I'll think of these things on the fly. I'm like, we have to do this. And she's just like, how could you just like think of that in the car? Like, I was like, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of how it is. And, even though she's an executive assistant, labels, I don't care about labels. I treat her as she's my COO. I'm like, hey, you're going to help me out, but your job is to keep my visions because I am a visionary. You have to keep me grounded. Like, tell me straight up, like, that's a stupid idea. Because I will start drifting. And I don't know, I've just done it all my life. Like, but I guess the drifting has helped a lot.
It's creative.
Yeah.
It means you can go off and think outside the box, do things other people wouldn't do.
Exactly.
But sometimes you get in your own head.
Exactly.
And you need someone there who's going to be like, that's fucking dumb.
That's MJ. But it's like, I have every single one of my employees treat me that way. And they treat each other that way. It's almost like everyone's the owner of the company, and it works amazingly. Yeah. There's no like, this is my way or the highway. It's if you believe that you can do things better than me, let me know, show me your reasoning, and let's run it. If it doesn't work, let's try and figure it out before saying I told you so. Like, but that's how a lot of companies today are run. And that's a big driver for increasing exit valuation for these companies is because do you really think Gen Z, who's doing TikTok dances and doing like the Gen Z stare, you think they're going to work in a manufacturing company? Probably not.
I mean, if we force them to.
Hey, you know what? I saw this thing, right? I guess child labor was like not a good thing back in the day.
I mean,
or now it's like not a good thing now, but like we used to have children in mines.
Yeah. Not that long ago.
No.
In the grand scheme of things.
No. And then we got Minecraft. And then all the children went back to Minecraft. I'm like, they yearn for the mines. I'm like, I see this pattern. I'm like, can we do that but here? No. I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, in all seriousness, no, they're not going to work in the mines or manufacturing.
No, so I'm like, you start to realize all the holes, right? Like, hey, I can plug that hole by, look, it's now or never. You got to increase that exit valuation. You got to get what you believe the company is worth, because you think you're worth 20 million when you're only worth half that. I can try and get you like a 2 to 3% increase on it, which is going to be quite a bit of money in the scheme of things. But I'm like, this is what it is. This is the plan to do it. Remember that you're hiring me and my team to fix the problems that you turned your back on. Like, I like to think of myself as like a nice, easygoing guy, right? Videography, I'm super chill. Systemize, when I'm managing that project and I'm in that sales room, I'm just like, I'm out for blood. Like,
and you were the same way when I first started working with you too, because we sat down. You're like, I don't work without contracts, which very business, very boom, boom, boom. And we've been chill. Like when we're working together, we're chill. But up front, you were like, we need a contract. You got to sign this. You got to pay me on retainer. I said, okay. I mean, you just laid it out for me where it was like, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Well, you kind of did the same thing, right? I said, I forget what it was, but it was so great, and I immediately knew that you were like my guy. It was, we went to that coffee shop to meet, right? I want to call it Bernadette's.
Yeah, Berdana's or something.
Yeah.
Berdana's, yeah.
You literally laid it out. You had it all written on a piece of paper. You're like, I had this idea. You said no, whipped out the paper, put it on the table, boom, 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 ran your finger down. Like, these are all what I want to do.
Yeah.
I was like, great. Perfect. He's a man who knows what he wants, understands that this is kind of like the next piece of the puzzle. And 1 year later,
here we are.
It just works.
And we're doing more of them.
And we're doing more.
We're doing more.
Yeah.
Just started a new series.
Exactly.
No, I had that idea in my head for like a couple months, and I just hadn't executed, because execution's the most important thing. Hadn't executed it yet.
Yeah.
Found an opportunity to make it come to life, and I said, okay, let's do it. Let's just do it.
And now look.
Now look at us.
Making it happen.
And that's what was really important, making it happen.
And if you fail, we'll figure it out.
Figure it out, do it again. And they don't teach you that in the corporate world. In the corporate world, they teach you to do what you're told.
Yeah, I did. School, too.
School, too.
I failed school. I failed so bad. And it was funny because my mom would beat my ass all the time, because it's not that I didn't pay attention. I did the homework. Like, I did everything. I just never turned it in because I didn't care. And you could be like, why? You already did the hard part. Just turn it in. I'm just like, because I just didn't care. I had 72 absences in Spanish class. But I was a senior and I didn't need it. I was already going to graduate.
Okay. Are there even 72 classes? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Out of how many was that?
A whole year.
72 out of like what? Like, were there 90 classes and you missed?
Yeah, I went to the first one and then I got my Spanish name because everyone in class had to have
What
a
was
Spanish name.
it?
Tito. Yeah.
Tito.
But yeah, that was my favorite. That was Tito. But Tito had.
I was going to say like Henson.
I took my first test.
Julio.
Who?
Julio.
Don Julio?
Yeah.
But yeah, I took my first test. I was like, I don't know any of this. And I just turned it in, and I never came back. F. Big fat F on the report card. Still got my cap and gown.
It's funny you say that, because when I was in New York, one of my best friends, he's actually the guy who indirectly led me into real estate. We went to college together. I dropped out once real estate started doing well. But he told me he hated American education because it was so feminized, because they make you just do what you're told.
Yeah.
Whereas in Israel, they let them be men. They let them figure stuff out. They let them try things, fail. Whereas America, it was very boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Do this. That's it.
I said no. And I left campus.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was cool because if you left campus and security caught you, I can say this now, but like they're like, "Hey, where you going?" And I'm like, "I'm just leaving." They're like, because Taco Bell was down the street.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, can you get me a cheesy bean burrito. I'm like, yeah, I got you. I was like, you want chips too? Chips, and because you give them a little extra, they give you a little bit more back. So the next time I left campus, he gave me a ride down to the end. I was like, yo, you're the man. His name is Luigi, and he looked like him too. Yeah.
Good. I love that you remember his name.
Oh yeah.
15 years later.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I know him is because he would always come to our class, home ec.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were high school kids. We were juniors and seniors in home ec, which means we didn't really need that. And we had to have security sit in our class because our teacher would cry every time. We're on block schedule, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, she'd just be sitting in the chair super mopey because she had to deal with delinquents. I was like, I was fine. I made my cookie. That was the only thing we made in home ec. we had to literally just watch TV. That's how bad we were. Yeah. And now I'm in charge of payroll for humans.
All right, so Systemize, it sounds like you have a practical application with one company already. What else you got? Anything else in the pipeline? Like, who's your target client for this?
So, as much as we would like to be patriotic, it's just not in the cards, right? Because a lot of the time, they don't actually care about what we have to say, especially because, I don't think I'm young, but I'm not, like, super old. I'm 32. I'll be 33 in September. They'll look at me and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You've never done this before. You've never run a manufacturing company. I'm like, I've never run a factory floor before, correct, but I'm fixing internal operations. And, you get a lot of pushback. And I was just like, you know what? I've been hearing a lot of buzz. I've done speaking events in the past where I'm just like, you know what? Africa's going to blow up. Africa's going to have the want and the drive with the youngest workforce in the world in the next few years. So I did. I went on LinkedIn and I started connecting and reaching out to small business owners and entrepreneurs there, and each one of them super innovative, super friendly, super forward, very open to collaboration. I'm like, hey, like, you're making money doing this. What if I could help do blah blah blah? They're like, oh my god, that'd be amazing. And I'm just like garnering all these new connections, as well as in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, who are just really gonna, if I wanted to, could financially back the entire thing in Africa. Saudi just gave, was it South Africa? Like, I don't even know, like $1 million, which is a lot. Like, for South Africa, that's a pretty hefty investment for them. And I see it, and I see people migrating there. Like, I already know someone there who owns, I think it's in Zimbabwe, I believe. He owns a chicken farm. And then come to find out, I'm like, yeah, like, this is what I mean by, like, not knowing who the other person is. We shoot the shit. We're just hanging out. Like, met his family. It's cool. Turn to find out, this dude supplies every KFC in America with his chickens. I'm like, yo, you're kind of balling. You're chicken balling. I'm like, yo, I want chicken money.
He's got some good chickens too.
Yeah,
I like KFC.
Love it. Finger licking good. Or is that Popeyes?
I don't even know.
Oh no, Popeyes. They sing that song. Who's finger licking good?
Finger licking good. That's I don't even know.
I thought it was KFC.
It might be KFC.
Well, regardless.
Look, I haven't watched TV since Breaking Bad was on the air, so
that's a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a commercial.
Not even Love Island?
I did go over to Steph's house, and she had Love Island on. It was, like, in the background. But no, I didn't sit there and watch it.
Everyone's asking me about Love Island. I have no idea. I had no idea what it was.
Apparently, a few of them are from Arizona.
No way.
A few from Scottsdale, yeah.
I bet they went home, too.
I think they all did, yeah.
No Scottsdale girl works out.
No?
No. None on any dating app or dating show.
Oh, like works out. I was
Yeah.
going to say, I thought you meant like works out, like
Oh,
physically
no.
works
I mean,
out.
they do Pilates.
Yeah, they do Pilates.
Yeah.
We're about to make a reel about that.
Yes, we are. We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, no, they did. I don't think they won. Because I read an article. I think the winners were New York people.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It'll never be a Scottsdale girl.
No.
No. I tried dating Scottsdale girls years ago. That didn't work out.
Where's Lauren from?
Minnesota. Yeah.
But then she moved here?
Yeah. So that's different.
Yeah.
Because she moved here like shortly after I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was in like 2014. So I've been here like 11, 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's chill.
I think, the stereotype of Scottsdale girl versus someone who has been other places, very different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting vibe.
I actually do know a girl, born and raised here, but she had traveled a bunch. She lived in Mexico. She lived in Philadelphia. She lived in all these different places. She was a bartender. She was working at the Remy, which just opened.
Oh, yeah.
Before they had actually opened, they told her they wanted her to post a photo of her in a bikini on social media before every single shift that she worked.
Yeah.
And she said no. And
they
they
fired her.
Yep.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? For someone who's from Scottsdale, like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Normal.
Normal
activity.
That's actually, like, in Scottsdale, you think, wow, that's actually crazy. But that's actually a normal human response. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, I think, like, oh, man, it's so weird because, like, the perception of Scottsdale is so different now than it was when I first moved here. Like, when I first moved here, it was just like, oh, like, I'm going to Scottsdale. It was like, oh, you think older generation, little slower paced. At least that's what I heard when I was first moving here in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Scottsdale's like, oh, yeah, it's just desert Miami. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess.
So I grew up here, and I think it was always desert Miami.
Yeah.
But it's, like, you don't know that until you live here. Like, you don't really get it because there's not, like, stereotypes. There's not, like, we don't have, like, a reality show. We don't have people making content, like, parroting it. But, yeah, it was always like that.
Until we came.
Till we came.
Yeah.
And now we're making it
and
known.
now we parody it.
Now we're making it known. But, yeah, we called it Snobsdale when I was growing up.
I've heard Snotsdale. Dirty Dale.
Dirty Dale.
Yeah, that one's my favorite.
Dirty Dale.
That's what I call Scottsdale.
Yeah. I'm going to throw that one in the next reel.
The Dirty Dale.
The Dirty Dale.
And then you get a tumbleweed. Hell yeah. And then your girl in the bikini. Kicking the tumbleweed.
Girl in the bikini. Post it on social media.
Yep.
And then the one who doesn't gets fired.
Yep. Yep. Welcome to Snotsdale.
All right, Jentzen, what else you got for us today?
Ooh, closing thoughts. Take as many risks as you can, no matter the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't take that risk, your biggest regret in life is going to be the fact that you never did take that risk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a mantra that I've lived my life off of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got into email marketing because I wanted to do that. I was really good at writing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I'm just going to do it because why not? Did it. Had a good time doing it. I'm going to do a marketing company. Did it. Had a good time. Like I said, I could do it. Done. Exited. Told myself, hey, I want to do videography. I feel like I'm creative. I want to play around with it. I want to get better at it. I want to be really good because, you know, you never know what sort of thing you're going to be doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And had some success with it to the point where now I like scratched it all and I'm starting over on a new account and it's just a journey. And at this point, I feel like I want to, you know, I've done it already. I want to help other people do it. So I want to document the journey this time.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, it is possible. I wouldn't call myself successful. I shouldn't be in the position that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Especially with like all the bullshit that I went through in my life, my parents and blah, blah, blah.
That's actually why you're so successful.
Exactly. I'm like,
It forged you.
Who
and
cares?
Made you into who you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, screw it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst that could happen? I fail.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll just go back to doing the previous job that I had that I was really good at. And then I do that for a little while, build up again, get back on my feet and pursue something else. Or if I have a chip on my shoulder, like I did the last time, I'm just going to go right at it again. Here's all the mistakes I made. I'm not going to do that again. Here's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Got to risk it for the biscuit.
Damn right you do. Jentzen Kaniho, everybody. He's more than the man behind the camera. Make sure you follow him. I'm Nick El-Tawil. Thanks for watching.